Starting soon.
Oh,
Yes, they can.
All right.
what? You laughing at me?
No.
You laughing at me?
No, just the wife thinks that no one can hear on the mic. I'm almost like, no, they really can. They really can.
Live on YouTube. Let's see. All right, live on Facebook and
Yeah.
you gonna make me log in? What the hell is this BS? Oh, you kidding me? You gotta send me a 6-digit code and all that other BS?
It's Facebook.
Twitch.
Oh.
Remind me later. Mute this. That doesn't need to be on. Let's see. Online. All right. Take me into my channel. That's not what I wanted. All right. So we are live everywhere. Oh, that's cool. All you gotta do is click on your profile image now. It'll take you to your channel home. That's cool. The only time I ever log into Twitch is just make sure I'm live. All right. That's that. Bring up Discord. All right. Everybody ready?
Let's do it.
Indeed.
All right. And we are live. Oh,
We
these
live,
around.
baby.
Move these around. Let me get these in the picture here. There we go.
No, I'm not
All right.
ready.
Hello. Welcome to Griffcast Episode 28. I am your host, Griff Moore. This is the mature, nerdy podcast for immature people. Let's get into this here. So we got the full crew here tonight. We got the Caramel Prince.
Pew, pew, pew.
My boy Wild.
Let's go, let's go.
Solips Fanarom.
Hey.
Oh, man. I have been doing nothing this week besides just sitting here. Oh. Anybody got anything to catch up on?
I've been catching up on sleep. So yeah, that works.
I actually started watching The Witcher first season, and I'm actually really liking it.
Oh, you're only on season 1? Yeah, man. I like season 1.
Yeah.
People give season 1 like a little bit of thing, because of their storytelling process. I'm trying not to ruin it for you.
Mhm.
But I actually kind of liked it because once I picked up on it, I was like,
Yeah.
now it all makes sense.
Yeah, like they definitely hit you with the okay, everything's coming together now. I didn't mind the storytelling process of season 1. My biggest problem with season 1 was the portrayal of certain characters. Just because I've read most of the books, I've played the games, and just like, that's not right. But
Yeah.
That's not right. That's not right.
But
Okay.
yeah, we'll get to season 2 here in a minute. I'll try to keep it spoiler free for Wild. It's gonna
As
be
best as
difficult.
you can, anyway.
Yeah.
Going to be difficult. All right, so
Just let me know. Just let me know when there's a point that you're gonna spoil something, so I can mute and deafen myself. Then you give me a thumbs up when it's ready for me to come back.
all right. Well, TCP is only on. You said what, episode 4?
Yeah, I'm only on 4 right now.
Uh,
Just beginning of 4.
and have you watched any Solips?
No, not yet, actually. One of my buddies was telling me about it yesterday, and I'm like, I keep meaning to watch it, but I also keep meaning to watch a lot of things that I'll probably never make time for. That will be one of them, though, at some point. I do actually want to watch it.
Yeah. All right, so we'll get there. Yeah, it's worth the watch. It's like the only thing Netflix is doing good right now. And
That's kind of what I've been hearing.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's the first season. I've seen it before and I haven't really watched it, but then I was like, let me, since I've heard such rave reviews about season 2, I was like, all right, well, I'll go ahead and gander into it. And I'm like, oh, okay, so season 2 better be a banger then.
Yeah, I wish I would went back and rewatch season 1 before season 2 came out.
Yeah, I thought about doing that once because we started with season 2 episode 1, and my wife just completely forgot about season 1. It's like, do we need to go back and like do a recap? And I'm just like, it'll come back around. It'll come back around. All right, so let's jump into this first topic here. So we got the Steam Deck is on track for the February release.
Is that what they said?
That's what they say. So my question is that the February release for everybody who pre-ordered it to get it in December, or is that everybody? Because everybody who did the pre-order, who was supposed to get theirs in December, is now going to have to wait till February. And if you didn't make that first cut on the pre-order, then you got put into the February release. And which is it? Like, is everybody getting theirs in February, or is only the December people getting theirs in February? That's what I'm curious about.
What do you mean by December? Was it last December when you could do the pre-order?
No, like it was supposed to release like right now.
Right.
Like people were supposed to have it in their hands right now.
Okay. It's saying the first shipments. The first shipments still on track for February 2022.
Okay, so what's that going to be for?
I imagine that's just the people that pre-ordered it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean, is they had 3 pre-order waves.
I imagine this is wave 1.
Yeah.
Like
so
the first
what is
people
going
getting
to,
it.
how long are people in wave 2 and wave 3 going to have to wait?
They might not have to wait at all. They might have enough supply to hit. I don't have all the answers, man.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I want to know. I want to know. Like, I know I only gave you these notes like 2 hours ago. Come on, man.
I'm sure, like, in my highest of hopes, I hope they would hit everyone that has pre-ordered it first before, releasing it to the general public to, just walk in and grab it.
Absolutely. Because like if I pre-ordered it and I haven't got it yet and I can walk to a store and buy it, I would be pissed.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna be highly upset about that.
What's the point of me pre-ordering it then?
Exactly.
So, all right. This is going to be a fun one. All right. So CD Projekt Red has settled for $1.8 million for the state of Cyberpunk when they released it. So if anyone remembers, CD Projekt Red was, they were sued by their shareholders for the state of the game on release.
Their shareholders sued them?
Yeah, their shareholders sued them.
I remember everybody else and their mom suing them, but not the shareholders.
You're like,
I thought the
shareholders was the reason why they released the game early.
That's what I'm saying. All the shareholders were like, no, release that shit. Put that shit out there.
Yeah. So wait a minute. The shareholders pushed to release it, and then they sued because it didn't do as much as they planned?
No, because the state of the game. They were getting the way they hyped the game up, everybody was disappointed about what we got versus what was promised.
They also did have like a lot of fake footage out there.
They did. They also had a lot of like pre-alpha footage and like beta footage for stuff that never made it into the game.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of discrepancy between what was advertised and what we got. Like, I still personally enjoyed the game, but I played it on PC, so happy days for me. Not everybody got that opportunity. Anybody who was playing it on, was it the PS4 or the Xbox One, were SOL.
And that was just like on the Pro. Like it was playable on the Pro, but not that playable. And if you had a base PS4 from like the day one launch, you had no hopes of running that game.
Yeah. So, but they actually got out really lucky if they only settled for 1.8 million.
Only.
Huh?
I mean,
Wait.
I,
All right,
I
no,
guess
like-
considering, sure.
Only
Oh, it's with an M. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it would be with a B.
No,
Okay.
no. M. All right. The game still made 300 million.
Mhm.
So, like-
and that was probably after all the refunds too, right?
Yeah. So like they still made 300 million profit and they only had to pay out 1.5 or 1.8.
Wait, they had 300 million profit.
Yeah.
Is that how much? So that's not gross. So because like I mean you have to subtract what they
What the cost of the
for
game was. Yeah.
development and stuff. Okay.
So like through the research I found is they made 300 million profit. That could be wrong. They could have just made 300 million and the game cost 100 million and they only made 200 million. But still,
Right.
if they still made hundreds of millions and they only had to pay out 1.8 to those who were overly disappointed.
Sounds like a win to me.
Yeah. So they got lucky. They got lucky.
Yeah.
And, ooh, there goes the CEO's bonus for the year.
Pretty much. I mean, all in a nutshell, that's
Well,
pretty much what it was. It was like,
Small
they're
amount
like,
off the top.
so they're coming, and we need to pay them. So I'm sorry, Bill. This year, for this quarter, you're not going to be able to get your bonus. But we're still in business, though. We're still in business, though.
You're still collecting a paycheck, but it's still getting salary. I don't know. I don't understand like how some CEOs could like, be so greedy about that. Oh, I don't get my goddamn bonus. I'm like, hey man, you're still making more than like 90% of everybody else. What are
Right.
you talking about?
Right? All these video game CEOs are now the 1%.
Sorry, you can't go buy a 2021 Bugatti. You got to go settle for a 2019. Ooh.
Basically.
The 2019 model doesn't have heated seats, though.
Well, that sounds like Bugatti fucking up. Heated seats.
Yeah.
I got heated seats in my Civic that was from the 90s. That's a quality of life feature.
Oh man.
Oh. Okay. So up next, we're going to talk about The Witcher Season 2. Okay, so you're only halfway through it. You're still on Season 1, and you haven't watched any.
Not at all.
Okay.
So
Well,
Tell me
then.
when to mute. I'll mute it right now.
it's gonna be you, bud.
Oh.
I'm not even worried about you can spoil it for me. Like, I'll forget everything you say after this.
So, okay, me and my wife, we stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 days in a row, just pounding it out. Overall,
Wait, watching the show or
yeah, watching the show.
Netflix, are you still there?
We hit that about 1:15, right before the final episode before we went to bed. All right.
Okay.
It was good. The whole thing was great. They derailed from the core story quite a bit, but they still maintained the outcome. So
Okay.
things were different. Yennefer is still, Yennefer. And Geralt still does stupid things to protect Yennefer. And then Yennefer stabs him in the back and
Yeah, that's fun.
yeah. So, anybody who's familiar with the games or the books knows that Yennefer is really not worth the pages she's written on, which makes her worth the pages she's written on. But overall, it was great. It looks like there was an announcement today or yesterday that the script for season 3 is almost done writing already. So
I remember like the head writer, he said he had already like written out like 7 or 9 seasons.
I'm down. Like, I'm totally down. Like, the girl that got playing Ciri, her acting isn't great, but she looks like Siri from the games. Like, pretty close. Like, imagine in a couple of years when she hits that growth spurt, she's gonna.
What are you talking about? She's 20.
Is she? You
Yeah.
stopped growing at 21.
I had to look it up, man. I had to look it up real quick because I was watching like episode 1 of season 2. They get really close. I was like, holy shit! How old is she? That's not. You can't do stuff like that, man. Siri's only like 14. And I had to look it up. She's 20. I was like, all right, I guess it's somewhat passable. You know, they didn't show anything, but the camera angles got pretty close. I was like,
he had that De Niro face, like. I was just.
Should I?
I was like, I know it's a mature show, but it's not that mature, is it? Crazy.
Actually,
she's too young.
Season 2 compared to season 1 had a lot less tits and violence.
That is definitely one thing I noticed a lot of in season 1. I'm like, okay, yeah, did not see this coming.
Like, did they tone down the violence? Because like
the violence that's there,
one.
and there's like 3 major fight scenes in the whole season. It's only 8 episodes, but like one of the fight scenes is brutal.
Yeah.
But like, you remember the fight scene in the alley in season 1?
Yes,
like
that
where
needed to be so much longer. With more people just getting ripped to pieces.
So
yeah,
there's another fight scene.
That one.
There's another fight scene like that in a I want to say cathedral, but that's the wrong word. It's anyway,
Monastery?
it's monastery. That's it. That's the word I'm looking for.
He's going after the priest now too.
No, actually, come to find out, this is it takes him actually to where the place where he learned to do all of his signs, all of his wards and stuff like that. So it takes him. He goes there hoping that Siri has enough ability to learn them, because
they definitely amped up his magic use in season 2.
Yeah,
he's throwing magic around all the time. I'm not even that far, but every time he's just like, shoot.
Yeah, he actually uses magic more than he uses his swords.
Yeah,
like he takes down this big monster once and goes, "Where the fuck are my swords?" I'm just like, okay.
It was probably like people's biggest complaints with season 1. They're like, he's not using that much magic. He's like, I forgot where it was, where like he pushes people back. Like he did that like one time in the alley scene, and then that was it. And so people were like complaining about it. Like, all right, fine, flip it around.
Yeah.
All magic, no swords. This is what you want. This is what you get.
There's towards the end of the season, there's this awesome fight at Kaer Morhen with all the Witchers.
Okay.
Is
that the end of season 1 or
no? That's
season
end of
2?
season 2. End of season 2.
Okay.
Like you get all the Witchers in there, and they're all fighting, and they're all using wards and magic, and it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, there's, gosh, like, and then right after that, after you finish the season finale, there's like 3 trailers for like 3 animated movies and shows coming out.
Just for Witcher?
Yeah, for The Witcher. And like one of them is for the head Witcher. What's his name? I keep wanting to say Vincent. It's not it.
Oh, I literally just brain farted.
Gosh.
Just like that.
Villas?
Oh wow. Yep.
I can't remember his name now. Varys? No. Varys. Varys?
Yes, it's Varys.
Okay.
Is it Varys? I think so. Oh, Vesemir. Sorry.
Vesemir. Okay. It was a V. I was right there. Anyway, so so Vesemir is getting his own animated show, and then there's going to be another live action show or movie, and it looks like the entire cast is all elves. So I'm wondering if it's going to be like the birth of the Witchers, like leading up into making the Witchers. That would be cool. Like, what do they call it? The conjoining, something like that. the massive event that broke the world. So that looks really good. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of content coming out, and anytime that they are talking about anything Witcher related, they're like, okay, this is Witcher related, but it has nothing to do with the White Wolf and Ciri. It's Geralt and Ciri are they're the main story. These are side stories around what's going on there or leading up to Geralt. So happy days. But yeah, all around, 2 thumbs up for me. I thoroughly enjoyed it, start to finish. I did have like little complaints here and there, like yeah, it's just one of those like little things, like you have a sword in your hand. Why don't you use that? Or all kinds of little weird things. Like it just little things you can nitpick, but nothing that takes away from the show.
Gotcha. Okay. So I know what I'm not gonna be looking for those little things to nitpick at though. So I'm super excited. That fight scene in the alley though.
Yeah.
Like that was gruesome.
Yeah. Like that fight scene, the fight scene in the monastery, and the Daredevil hallway fight scene are some of my favorite fight scenes in television.
I'm gonna be rocking it out tonight then.
All right. So we'll go on to the next one. So for the second time in the history of Final Fantasy XIV, they had to stop selling the game.
And just like stop selling it. Like, no, you can't buy it.
Yeah, like they had to take it off their store. You could not buy it anymore because it was selling so fast and so hard that their servers couldn't take it. So for this,
people leaving WoW again or something?
Build more servers, man. It's called auto scaling for a reason.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me because I remember last time that a lot of people from some of the forums that I read that people just aren't really happy with kind of WoW right now. You got New World and you got all these other games that are out right now. They've been dispersing from WoW for a little bit now.
I think it's okay. It's fine.
We can leave come over in troves.
Yeah.
You can leave WoW alone. Games aren't supposed to last forever.
No, I disagree, but
What? At some point, you got to make a new game, man.
Yes and no. Like WoW, definitely. Like it's time to let it go. Like you ran out of storytelling like 6 years ago. Stop. Longer than that, like 8 years ago. I think the last good story we got was Wrath of the Lich King. I played the newest expansion. I maxed out 2 characters, and I shut off my subscription. Like back in January of last year. So, but Final Fantasy, though, my understanding with what everybody loves about Final Fantasy 14 is that it has some of the best storytelling in MMOs. That's what everybody's going for. That, and they just released a new expansion. So they always get a massive influx of players every new expansion because all they do is just continuously add to what they have.
I guess Final Fantasy is kind of good for that in general. They've got like 1 million games at this point.
Yeah.
So I guess they just keep building on those ideas. They can just make anything they want.
They have had a lot of games, and most of their games aren't like short. I need to know the people that are coming up with these stories, because it took me a long time to like realize that Final Fantasy is not set in the same universe every time.
No,
it's like a different one every time, practically.
There's a core universe, and then all the other stories take place in like a parallel universe around the core universe. So there's tie-ins to what goes on in the core universe, and then it spreads out from there.
I've never knew that. I always just imagine like, new planet, new world, new people, new story.
No,
that's it.
It's that's why there's the parallels. That's why there's always a Cid. What was it? Cid, Briggs, There's always a plethora of characters with the same name. 9 times out of 10, they always have something to do with the crystal.
The multiverse.
Yeah, they have a multiverse basically.
They did it. They did it back before it was cool.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah. So
they just missed their chance to name it.
But I think it's really cool though. They've actually come out and they're like, we're just gonna stop advertising. They literally stopped. They went into their advertising room. They're like, all right, just stop. Like, stop telling people this game exists because we can't keep up with them.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, at least that's a good problem to have, though.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna
absolutely.
say. It's a hell of a problem to have.
and I'm wondering if they do this. So instead of just upgrading their servers or adding more servers, they know how it works, and that after a period of time, after a period of time that, the player base is going to dwindle. Like, they don't keep that high level player base all the time. It dips. And, it comes up during expansion. People play out the expansion. And then once everybody gets everything they wanted, they stop playing. So I'm wondering if they're just like, we're just not going to invest in these new servers because we know that here in 6 months, they're not even going to be running. So
Depends on how they have their platform. I mean, if they have cloud-based resources, just go to a cloud, tie it into your VPC, and then just like I said earlier, auto scaling. If you set up auto scaling, you're able to increase your number of servers depending on your demand, and then it also will scale back down, depending on your demand.
all right. I mean,
it's a lot. It's a lot of money, and you also have to, I guess, be dedicated to that too.
yeah.
The platform, but they also might be still, run physical on-prem servers. I don't know.
I don't know how they do it, what they're doing. All I know is that they just stopped selling it because they sold too much. So once again,
we are too profitable. Shut it down.
So once again,
do you think people are Fantasy 14 because they're going to get 2 copies of Final Fantasy?
What? Are you trying to do a really bad math?
Yeah, I'm just being weird.
Okay. I don't think I.
But now that I'm thinking about it, does everyone who has already bought Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 1, do they get Part 2 for free?
Nope.
Nope, that is not how it works. That's going to be a completely separate game.
Square Enix is greedy.
Oh, I thought
they give you your money's worth. They're turning, a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 1 100-hour game for $50 dollars.
Wait. Two. Just get the full colors and everything, and it didn't happen. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they
Dude,
changed a lot of stuff.
Dude, that happens on disc 3. No, disc 2. That happens on disc 2.
She gave us fucking 3 discs?
The original game was 3 discs, yeah. Final Fantasy 8 was 4. But yeah, no, to get absolutely everything in the original game was.
Do you leave Midgar?
You leave Midgar in my attempt, because the fastest 24 hours. I got I got Like,
I don't know, man.
I had that memory card.
Sidetracking, my bad. Keep going.
So much more. Like, there's what? 14 cities in Final Fantasy VII?
What?
Yeah.
No, man. I was expecting just the whole game. You know, the fucking
Sorry,
Flint
not
City
cities,
or
but
the
towns. No, because you had like Nibelheim, you had the Costa del Sol, the Gold Saucer. Gosh, you had the crater.
Because in Final Fantasy VII, they were talking about like adventures out like past like stories of the city and the boroughs underneath it.
That's because the city of Midgar itself drained all of the life force in the area, so that it's just a dead like 100 miles in every direction. So, God, we gotta run a huge Final Fantasy VII rant. No, that's one of the things. Like, if they're gonna get the complete story, I don't know if they can do it in 3 or 4 parts at the rate they're going. Which means we're talking.
I remember they said they added a lot for this one game too.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard from somebody, I can't remember who or where, that they are probably going to extend the remake as long as they can possibly make it. Because, I mean, the game ended in the remake. It already opened itself up to be a completely different game at this point. So, I don't know what their plans really are, but I feel like they're going to try and make as much as they can.
Weird, too, because I've been in interviews with the developers. We're trying to stick as close to the possible, or tell the same story just with more involved. And
sideways.
yeah. But there is. I don't know if I'm interested anymore. Like, are they going to do like 2-3 years in between every release?
Maybe.
If we're lucky, possibly, because at least then we'll know they're hopefully taking their time to work on it and actually make it, right. But who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. All right. So this next part, limitation of availability of different products. Ever since, especially this last year and a half, the ability to get anything when it comes to technology has been severely limited. And I'm I had to get a bundle to get either one of them. So I had to pay $800-900 for a $500 console. That was the only way I was getting them.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough not to, go through a scalper. The new GTX cards, the new NVIDIA cards, the 3090, the 3080. If you want those, you have to either buy them in a bundle or you have to buy them in a already made computer that the rest of subpar 90% of the time.
Yeah.
And they just announced I just read another article earlier today that the 3080 and the 3090 are all available now via bundles, and the bundles add another $7-8 to them because you got to buy it with like a processor, full blown liquid cooling setup. Well, this does limit the availability to scalpers. I don't think that's the way to go about it, because, you know, like myself, who can only afford maybe one piece of their computer a year, 9 times out of 10, that doesn't work for me.
No.
Like, I just want to be able to go to a store and buy a graphics card, and I can't.
I mean, I think you still can do that. Micro Center's still doing that. I think they're still doing, like, you know, single items. But
The nearest Micro Center for me is 5 hours.
is DC, in store only. Like, I don't, you know, Micro Center doesn't have a website. You have to go to. I mean, they have a website, but you can't buy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Everything you have to actually go to.
mhm. So like the bundles are really primarily just for. And you're right, Leia. You know, deter some scalp and stuff because, like, I'm not. You know, another guy explained, like, with the PS5 and the Xbox bundles, that's, you know, it's kind of shitty too, because those come with like four games that I don't want to fucking play. I don't. Oh, I mean, I've seen some have 2, and then I've seen some like someone on Newegg, they have 4 games that come with them, and I'm like, I don't want a single one of those games.
Yeah.
And like I entered the Newegg shuffle, and I got selected to, you know, buy a PS5, but I didn't need it because I already have one. So I reached out to all my buddies. I'm like, hey, you all want this PS5? I mean, you just Venmo me, I'll buy it. And they're like, okay, it's $1,000 because it comes with 4 games and 2 controllers and all this other shit that you want. And everyone's like, no, I don't want a PlayStation 5 that bad.
Yeah.
And
really fast.
so, and the X is a horrible fact that the games that are available in the bundle Game Pass.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's, you know, I really wish that this was less common, but it's not. Like, you know, if I want to upgrade my processor, it's going to make me buy a motherboard with it. And
Yep.
Huh?
I don't want that motherboard. MSI?
Right.
Go, kick rocks.
Yeah, like,
Sorry. I'm Asus. Good luck.
like I have a PC, so everything's upgradable. You know, like, so that's the one piece I don't have to upgrade my PC. It should be good for 5 years. But card combo.
And also, like, what they've also done on the shuffle is, like, they also include monitors with it, man. And I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I don't want a 722-inch 1080 monitor with the 3080. What the fuck are you doing? That's a joke, bud. Like I
Yeah,
said,
no.
they're just trying to get rid of all their old shit that's not selling.
Yeah. Like, if it was like a 4K 60 hertz monitor, I'd think about it.
Mhm.
But don't pawn your old shit off on me. It's like, you know, me and my wife talk about upgrading our TV, and because it's a smart TV, and smart TVs aren't very smart. You know, its software and its hardware is just dated for the time.
Mhm.
And So we're talking about upgrading to a newer model, and we're like, well, what do we do with the old one? And we have no clue what to do with it. Like, do we move it into our bedroom? Well, I never liked the TV in the bedroom. I'm like, all right. I was like, well, we're not putting it in the kids' room.
Facebook Marketplace has been okay for me, pretty recently. I've been getting rid of a lot of old shit.
Like, I might get $50. It is. If I do,
Game of the Year edition is only $10 on Epic Games right now.
I'm actually, I own like 3 copies, but like I don't have the Game of the Year version.
No,
So that actually might be worth picking up.
I was thinking about it too. It's kind of cool because Epic Games, they also give you like a $10 coupon. And I was like, sweet, I can get Witcher and with a $10 coupon. They're like, nah, you can't do that. You gotta buy $15 worth of stuff or more. Damn it.
I was like, I never played any of the DLCs.
Make you work for it.
I didn't play any of the DLC either.
So like, I'm just like, I kind of want to go do that. And The Witcher 3 is still an amazing game.
It's pretty good. I didn't get into The Witcher like we were talking about it earlier. I guess you were talking about it earlier. I didn't read any of the books. I didn't play 1 or 2, but I played 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The game sometimes the controls feel very clunky to me.
They did a little bit at first.
Movements.
Yeah, they did a little bit at first, but if you play on PC, you can just mod it. So
yeah, I had it on the PlayStation. I think I got the Game of the Year edition again for like $10 through a sale. And I was like,
I think it was, wasn't it one of the the PlayStation monthly games for PlayStation Plus? Not the Game of the Year edition, but
I don't know. It might have been free, but I do remember I paid for mine. But I got the Game of the Year edition, so it came with all the DLCs. Yeah. And I spent so much time on that goddamn game. I did like the game. It was kind of cool because most of the stuff I did ignore, like eating food and drinking potions. I was like, I don't need all that.
Yeah.
So I think
if you want to get the full experience, you got to play it on hard and you got to learn to make all the potions and things like that. Or you could play it on hard, learn to make all the potions, and then give yourself infinite resources.
Or I'll just play it on easy and just
and just enjoy the story.
That actually might not be that bad. I might do that.
Yeah. What? Just put on easy. It's not bad. Yeah. That's what I did on my first playthrough.
Then I can get through the DLCs.
But the story is worth it alone. So it's not a gameplay game. It is a story game.
Yeah, it did have a good story. I did like the story. Yeah. It was nice. God, there were so many missions. There was so much to do.
Oh yeah, it's it's like Skyrim. It's like you could just keep going on and on and on. That is one thing though. In The Witcher Season 2, he got a new horse, and he never called it Roach. And it bothered me. So I'm waiting to see, because anybody who knows anything about The Witcher knows that he always names his horse Roach. And something happens to Roach and he gets a new Roach. And he gets a new horse, and I'm just waiting for him to call him Roach, but he never did. And he only had it for an episode, but all right. So yeah, so basically all of us are
a lot from that one. Sorry.
But so basically what I'm getting is we're all sick of bundles.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
$2,200 bundles.
Yeah.
Because that price is ridiculous.
Yeah. That's another thing that's bothering me right now is the price of graphics cards. And that's
I love when you go on NVIDIA's website and it's like, hey, yeah, the card's only supposed to be $699. Here, click all the availabilities and try to find it. Oh, it's $1,000. Good luck.
Yeah, no. All right, so this next one has me personally excited because I'm an AMD fan. AMD is set to announce all their new CPUs, mistypo in my notes there, but PCU, CPUs, and GPUs at the Consumer Electronics Show on January 4th. So what, a week and a half from now? 2 weeks?
Like 2 weeks.
2 weeks from now?
About 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So one of the cards leaked. So Lenovo accidentally leaked one of the cards. It's the RX 6500 XT. It's going to be their new line of budget card, and it's going to be comparable with the RTX 3050 Ti.
Okay.
That's not bad. Like, I like that somebody's still thinking about a budget card.
Oh.
Like, because a budget card is still going to be an upgrade for a lot of people.
Yeah, fair.
You know,
Yeah.
like my card right now is comparable to the 2070 Super. You know, but the 2070 Super is a budget card. It wasn't designed to be the next best card. It was kind of a middle ground of, all right, here's the current benchmark for 90% of things. All right, you can have this, and you know, if you have $3,000, we'll make you a 3090. You know, I do like the fact that they are going to be doing a budget card. I the budget card myself because I've been without a paycheck for months. So
I thought the
Like
the 30 like the 3060 and the 6600 XT was like their budget card. It was like $300 for a 3060, I think, right? If you found it at regular MSRP.
Yeah.
yeah, that ain't happening.
Well, 50 Ti specs higher than a 3060, doesn't it?
The 3050?
3050
I
Ti.
imagine it would, the TI version would probably be slightly comparable to the 60 base.
Yeah.
But they still might be the same price. Like the like if you look at a 3080 compared to a 3070 Ti, the 3070 Ti is like slightly under performance, but like they're almost like equal in price.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Oh, and another thing though on that same topic is that the limitations of their hardware is yes, it would be nice to have a 3090, but not doing 4K gaming at more than 75 FPS. You don't need it. Year and a half, 2-year-old. Was it the 5600 XT from AMD? I still play everything max settings, but my monitors are only 75 hertz. So they cap out at 75 FPS. Which doesn't bother me too much because I've been playing mainly consoles for the last 5 years. And when you go from 30 FPS to 75, it's a hell of a jump.
yep.
But once again, like a 3090 would laugh at everything I throw at my 5600. But
Just can't get over the price. The price tag right now that they have on these video cards is just absurd.
oh, absolutely.
Just absurd. Like, not only do we have to deal with the scalpers, but now even sometimes even from the main people that you would normally buy stuff from, prices has gone up. I'm like,
Yeah.
like y'all are taking advantage of the fact of the matter. Like, I understand that you're trying to make a quick buck, but y'all need to be more concerned about the consumer.
Yeah. They changed it because you have like the Nvidia's price of like the 3080 Founders Edition, and then Asus takes that architecture and then they make the tough version and then the Rogue Strix version. So like, that's where we justify the extra $400-$500. So it's got a higher clock rate. It's got that's it.
Yeah.
It's just got a higher clock rate.
Worth it sometimes if you have the money to burn.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just wondering when they're going to realize that most people who enjoy PC gaming and all that, a lot of these people haven't been getting a paycheck for like 2 years, or the government's paying them to stay home. And,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of those people are making more money getting paid to stay home. A whole nother topic that's not for this podcast.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's, you know, money isn't infinite for majority of consumers.
Mhm.
So yeah, everybody's going to fight for a $500 console. Absolutely. Especially because
people were still fighting for, you know, these expensive ass cards, because like, even though like, because someone's going to pay the price, you know, that's why scalpers are in business. Someone's
Yeah.
going to pay the
Yeah.
price.
absolutely.
Someone's going to pay it. Someone's going to get desperate enough. I'm like, man, come on, fight the desperation. I mean, sure, it's either, you know, pay 200% more for right now, or, you know, just suck it up for a little bit. But I guess, you know, some people have been sucking it up for almost a year and a half now.
Yeah, no, it's like, I miss the days like 10 years ago when if you want that new graphics card, if you just wait 1 year, like the price would be cut in half.
Mm.
You know, they launched, was it like, I remember back in, was it the 1060 era? Like it came out, it was what, $1,500 when it came out? If you just waited a year, you got it for $600. Like,
You can't even find a video card at Micro Center right now.
I've seen a couple people get lucky, like on you know, forums and groups and pages and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Micro Center seems to be like one of the better chances.
just wait for him to get the delivery and scalp it off the truck.
It's weird because like I saw the dude posted a photo. He's just like, yeah, I just started walking to Micro Center just, you know, by random chance, and they just, you know, have like 63090s and, you know, 43080s just sitting here doing nothing. I'm just like,
Damn.
must be nice,
Right?
Yeah.
I wish they'd bring that around here. I need a Micro Center.
right?
Man, if they brought a Micro Center, we're making a trip. We're making a trip. We're gonna do a Micro Center trip. We're gonna do it that way.
You can always drive to DC. You know, DC's not that far. And it's pretty far.
No,
5.5 hours.
I would totally do a 5-hour road trip to go buy PC parts. Problem is, I
you're
need to
spending that
have,
much in gas to get there.
Yeah.
but
That's like what? That's like a tank.
Okay.
tank
So
and a
like
half.
a tank there and
Yeah.
a tank back.
Yeah.
All right, so now that's $100.
I mean,
Thanks, gas.
I personally love road trips though. Like, I'll drive anywhere for any reason. But if I'm going to go to a Micro Center, I want to make sure I have money in my pocket to spend at a Micro Center.
Absolutely. And I'm telling you right now, they have right now, from what I see here, they have two 3080s in stock. Gigabyte NVIDIA GeForce 3080 Extreme Overclock 10 gigabyte GDDR for a whopping $1,100.
That all?
That's fucking wild. Are those the TI versions, or that's the base? 3080 base.
Just a base, no TI version. I think because it's overclocked. But yeah,
All they do is overclocking's not hard.
yeah, it really isn't.
Well,
It really.
those overclock cards, they have a easier. I remember I was overclocking my card, and I didn't have the BIOS switched, and it was not happy. So,
All right.
if you try to overclock that doesn't have a BIOS mode, it's that could be a fun time.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
overclocking is not hard, but
This next one actually,
there's two.
yeah, there's two.
Okay.
The streamer Dr. Disrespect has launched a new gaming studio with Call of Duty, Robert Bowling, and Halo 5 in Del Hoyo. They're calling it Midnight Society. It will be a AAA title studio.
Love you, Doc.
This is cool.
That's pretty cool. Okay.
I like this. How much it cost? $100 on average. Just wasn't my type of personal, but he's hilarious when he's going. But mad respect for the disrespect. Though, with the way he seems and the people he's got, obviously what we're going to get out of him is likely a first-person shooter. Probably more than likely battle royale. I mean, he's bringing in, Call of Duty and Halo 5's Quinn DeHoyo. So, yeah, no, it's going to make the game he wants to stream.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. I'll play it.
Absolutely. Like, this will be the first time that pop and go against like the big dogs. There's not a lot of new gaming companies, and the ones that are already there, a set or a set distributor or something like that, and they can't break out of their mold, or they get slapped with fines or something like that. So I'm actually really excited about this. Like, if I ever come across a pile of money and ask so Intel is going to build a $7 billion manufacturing plant in Malaysia. Thank you. Get the hell out of China. Because we need somebody else to be building these bloody chips. Get the hell out of China.
Yeah.
Fair.
I think we're all going to be ready for when the prices drop down and everybody's actually able to afford them. Everybody's going to be jumping on that thing.
Yeah,
everybody.
Well, like, one of the big problems we have with the accessibility of all of these items, graphics cards, processors, cars, like, all of these components come out of all of this for the world. It's like a pandemic on top of that, and boom, scarcity. And no, get out of China. Why Malaysia? I don't know. It's not China, so
because the workers, the amount that